Merry meet and welcome to Lex Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor and today is our Divine Feminine Collective reading. So whether you're here to balance out the energies internally or if you're here to check in with a twin flame connection, there definitely is going to be a message for you here today. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So starting us off with our Divine Femme card, today we have Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. So I really love this because when we had the Divine Masculine reading, it was coming out that we were connecting more with our self-purpose and truly understanding a little bit more about how we need to communicate and express ourselves, which dives into more of our Divine Feminine side. And so this is telling us that you have been putting the work and effort into truly knowing and understanding who you are, and this is kind of more about the recognition of the self-knowledge. And so if you have been feeling lost or confused, then this is also a reminder to simply know that you still have everything inside of you that did not go away. You did not lose the important parts of yourself. You still very much have that true soul essence within yourself, and you are still coaching that divine self to come out and express itself more thoroughly. So this is more of a continue on the path that you're on, don't lose faith, don't lose hope, because you are moving forward and you have everything you need within you. The other thing too is if you are feeling a little bit stuck right now, maybe try to find something creative to do, and being creative can be in a myriad of ways. Hope I'm using that word right. Creatively talking. Anyways, and so with that energy though, you don't have to just do something where it's like creating art. You can do something where like maybe in your house you have a lot of things on your fridge and you need to reorganize. You can get creative with your organization, and that can be something very exciting to do. At least I think that's exciting. The other thing that you can do too is you can maybe just tell a life story. Like you can write in your journal a life story about your day, and you can just tell it in a more creative way, in the sense of like you're being more animated when you're talking about it. So maybe instead of writing it, you're speaking it out loud to really feel that being put out there. Or maybe there is a sense of role playing that needs to happen. This is coming through for twin flames too, because that is a coping technique or a counseling technique that is used in order to balance out two energies and understand the individual and see exactly how you're seeing each other through your eyes, is to role play as each other. And so I definitely recommend doing that with a non-judgmental mediator in between. That way feelings don't get hurt, but maybe that's something to do. There's also something to be said around the faking it until you make it. So maybe you've been trying to coach out this individual and truly express the person that you want to be, and so maybe it's time for you to just role play being that person and see how that feels, because if it feels natural, then there you go. If it doesn't, then you kind of just learned a little bit more about yourself, didn't you? So those are just a few ideas that are really coming through right now. Let's go ahead and continue forward with the reading, and if there's more ideas that come through, as always, I'll definitely let you know. So with our tarot today, first we do have the Ten of Clubs coming out. So this is telling me that we are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and something too that is coming forward with this message is the fact that you have built up a wall around you that you can barely see over. So that's another reason why, oh wow, sorry. That's another reason why you're feeling a little bit stocked up, is because you have this dam, because you have a dam that has been built up around you. And so you've been carrying this and keeping this boundary between you and another individual, especially if you're here for a twin flame reading. You've been keeping that boundary, and that's why within the Divine Masculine we saw that it was more about communicating and building up a partnership and building up a boundary around both of you rather than just you internally. And so within the Divine Feminine there is this need to trust in that process and not to take on too much, because this is saying that you have decided to pick up this rod, pick up that rod, pick up that rod, and then slowly you're so overwhelmed that you are barely able to carry everything, and so eventually something does drop. The other message coming through with this in regards to self-knowledge is you may have so many different things that are pulling your attention every which way, and so this is a reminder that with that self-knowledge you do need to learn how to prioritize exactly what you want to do and how you want to spend your time and efforts. Where do you want to express yourself? How do you want to be creative within your life? Because this is so important. Also with the Wands card, this is creative energy, and so again, if you are feeling that stuck, overwhelmed energy, it is okay to drop some of the load. That is the point of this card. It's letting you know that it is okay to take a step back. Again, something coming forward for the twin flame connection is it's okay to trust your partner to carry more of that load. You're not meant to carry all of it. Yes, if you need to carry most of it because that's just what makes you more comfortable, I definitely understand that as someone with control issues. But it's also important for you to trust that your partner is going to be able to carry part of that load as well. And that's how you're going to ease up. And you'll start to see that your relationship starts to be a lot more easygoing. So a lot of times if you're really stressed and you have someone who is within your household, or even if it's within your workplace where you're able to rely on them and delegate to them, you want to create it to where you can ask like, hey, I have item A, item B, and item C that needs to get done today. I really can only handle 2 of these today. Which one can you accomplish for me? And you know, they may be so excited to have this opportunity to be able to work with you, because that is the message for the Divine Masculine this week. That's how you're balancing out these energies, is that you are partnering together to get a project done. And so this goes for just your internal energies as well. So there is probably someone around you, if this isn't a twin flame reading for you, there is someone around you who is also able to take on those tasks, who is not who is there to support you, and you're not alone, is the big message coming through. So simply recognizing, again, taking that self-knowledge, that self-awareness of you and where your blockage is coming from, and allowing someone else to help you clear it. So this isn't just a solo mission this week. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. Okay, so we do have the Six of Cups coming out for us today. This is also the Lover's card in this deck, and so I really love this because this is again about partnership. This also is again about looking back in how we are prioritizing our life and our memories. And so you picked up all these ruts. Those were all of your choices that you made, and picked them up. And so now it's asking you to look back on why you made those choices and recommit to the ones that make sense to you, and to ensure that you have empathy within yourself and maintain a sense of self-assurance that you're going to be able to move forward. And that is what was coming up within the Divine Masculine reading as well, is the fact that we needed to have that self-assurance and know that the choices we're making are good choices, that we are prioritizing ourselves, we're prioritizing our partners and what's important within our life to move forward. And so that's really what the Lover's card is about. It's actually more about choices. So for a lot of us here, especially within the twin flame reading, you're probably seeing Lover's card and you're like, yes, needed that. And so definitely take that for what it is, because this is truly about a partnership. This is also partnering with your higher self and understanding what is coming through within yourself. And that actually, now that I think about it, that was something too that came through in the Divine Masculine, was needing to communicate with your partner more, even if it's within the 5D. And so even if it's just expressing how you're feeling, it's going to be so important for you, because that's going to take a certain burden off of your heart. And so again, this card is coming out more saying that it's time to take a look at the choices that we've made in the past and recommit to the ones that make sense to us. And that's another way that you shift that weight around, because you're going to say, okay, these are the things that I really need to handle myself, but I can let you handle 1, 2, and 3, and that is perfectly fine for me. And that is also a good trust building exercise, because then you're able to say, even if you're kind of like, I can trust you to do these things because they don't matter as much to me, they still need to get done, but my priority are these, then that still allows your partner to help you in those circumstances. And so again, this truly is understanding how best to take care of you in this moment, and to allow yourself to trust in more than just yourself. Okay? And then, okay, so we have the Seven of Wands coming out. This is what came out in our Divine Masculine reading as well. And so this really is just telling us a beautiful story about allowing yourself to drop part of this load, telling you how to make these choices and to rely on a partner, and then to communicate that so that you can better build up your situation and to better build your projects or your priorities that you're working through. And so just keep this in mind too, especially for our single readers, is the fact that this is also about a project. So this isn't just about your self-development and balancing out your partnership, but it's also about balancing out your own internal energies. This is a reminder from Spirit that you can let go a little bit, and you're not going to lose. It's not going to release all of the water. You see, there's still a little bit of a dam here. It just trickles through and it flows better. And that is a big message coming with Saraswati. Okay? All right, and so now we have some dragon cards. And so we do have the Mud Dragon Stagnation coming out. And I actually really enjoy this coming out for this week, because if you're feeling very overwhelmed and you're feeling essentially like everything is just moving too fast for you. That is one reason why a dam gets built, is to regulate the flow of water. And so this stagnation is more of a relief card coming through rather than a bad thing. So if you are, I'm picking up, if you are someone who feels like that is part of losing control, though, is being stuck. Well, sometimes that is simply nature's way of telling you to slow down, is getting stuck in the mud. And you have to reprioritize. You have to make new choices. You have to understand exactly what made you get stuck. And maybe you lose a boot in the mud when you're trying to get out, but then that means that that boot just wasn't meant to be a part of it. So you're still dropping some of your load and you're still slowing down, but you were meant to slow down. So simply recognize that you are regulating that internal energy more than feeling held back. Okay? And then we do have the Dryad's love coming out. Oh my goodness, so sweet. So yes, just relying on partnership. This also is a message about self-love. So you are loving yourself more when you start to recognize the fact that you are a compassionate individual and that you don't need to carry this heavy load. Because a lot of times when we carry that heavy load, we stop taking care of ourselves. And so it's time for you to find empathy again, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Or let's switch that. Not just for those around you, but also for yourself. You are so important. You are the individual. You are at the center of everything you do, right? And so this is just a brilliant reminder that you are not alone, that you are partnered in this life to be able to create more than just what yourself is capable of. And so this also is coming through if it is in regards to a work project. So there are many types of love. It does not just need to be romantic love, but there is a love of coworkers. There is a love that goes into being part of a team and being able to rely on each other and trust in each other and build up a new project. There is something just beautiful and magical about that. So definitely take this however it resonates for you and however you are finding this reading. I know that this reading is coming out very big as a partnership reading, especially since it is tying so well with the Divine Masculine. But again, it is more about regulating your own internal energies. Okay. And then we do have the medium, spiritual guidance coming out. And so this is, I mean, you're getting it, right? You're already here. But this is a reminder that you are able to find this guidance along your path. So if you don't have that twin flame partner in your life, if you are currently in separation and you're going through the thick of it right now, that's another reason that you're needing to learn these lessons, right? A lot of times when we go into separation, it's because it's time for us to learn more about how to be a better partner, not just to our partner, but in general. And so this is reminding you that you are not alone. You do have your angels and your spirit guides surrounding you, supporting you in moving forward. So make sure that you're connecting to spirit. Make sure that you are working to connect that divinity. I mean, you're here, so you have to be, right? And then our true love cards. Okay, we do have dating. It's very interesting. This card does not come out often. And so something coming forward with this, I mean, it's just very matter of fact, is that you are dating. And so I'm hearing this could be dating yourself. This can also be dating your twin flame or your partner, something too that can happen during, say, a trial separation. So taking it a little bit more literally past the twin flame separation, is that you start to date your partner again, and because it's a restart in your relationship. And so there's a little bit more give and take, because it gives that sense of newness that you're entering into a new area with this person. And again, you're starting to trust. And something too coming through with this is it is all about the choice and the past memories that you have and deciding if you're going to recommit to that choice. And so that really is what's coming forward with this dating card. You can take it very literally and know that you will most likely be going on a date this next week, which is how exciting. But it's so important for you to just recognize the reasons why this is coming up now is because it's more about recommitting to a sense of life and recommitting to the dedication of love. But this definitely has so many different love cards coming through. So recognizing the fact that you are going to have a partner, that you and your partner are meant to work through this life together, is so important. And simply enjoy the time getting to know each other. Again, getting to know each other. So it is all about balancing. That's a lot of times what dating can be about, is getting to know that person and truly understanding how they're going to integrate themselves in your life. And if you maybe got really held up with working with the kids, taking care of the home, this is another reason why you need to take a step back so that you can kind of just talk to each other and get to know how each other are and where you're at in that moment. And it's trusting someone with your feelings too, right? Okay, and then next we do have the Divine Femme coming out. How gorgeous, coming out during our Divine Femme collective reading. This is very straight and matter of the fact. So honestly, what's coming forward is just the fact that you are recognizing the divinity within you. So you are balancing those internal energies. You are connecting with that twin flame in a much more sincere level. So you are going through that regeneration within your relationship where you're going to be able to come together and you're going to be able to find yourself within reunion because you're working hard to become this spiritual feminine character. You're working hard to be more of your divine self and truly express yourself for who it is. And as I was mentioning, the divine feminine is a very creative person. That's how they express themselves. And so a lot of this reading is just coming forward as confirmation that even if it feels like you're stuck right now, it is simply to help you regulate and slow down so that you can better integrate this energy into your life. You are making new choices, or you're making the same choices and recommitting. However that resonates with you is just so important because it's more about what sounds right to you and what feels right to you. And that's what's coming out. You're letting go a little bit of control. You're letting go of this overwhelming sense that you need to do everything at a certain point. And you're starting to trust again, not only yourself, but those around you. And something else coming through is that you're also able to support your partner in doing this, because as you give, they're going to also give. It's not just a give and take in this situation. They're trying to be that person that you need them to be, right? That's what we saw within the Divine Masculine, is that they want to be able to communicate more. So as you open up and allow yourself to be a lot more approachable and you allow yourself to say, hey, I'm going to trust you with these physical items, they're going to start trusting you with their with their feelings. I was trying to think of a better word. Metaphysical, I think is the word. We're going to go with it. But they're going to just start trusting you a lot more as well. And so you'll see that you are giving and taking in a sense, but it's in different capacities. So you're going to be receiving a lot more information in regards to how they're feeling, as well as being able to take a load off of your own plate. All right. And now we do have some Buddhism. Every time, I'm so sorry. Okay. Surrender your judgments, see beyond the end and the beginning. Okay, so this is so important when you're trying to get to know your partner, right? Or when you're trying to trust again, is you can't let yourself feel like everything is falling apart, and you can't let yourself feel like letting go of this burden is going to cause any harm. So instead, just simply know that you are going to be supported. Okay. Then next we have, when your words are lies, where will your mischief end? Okay, so this is straight out calling someone, saying like, hey, if you haven't been honest with yourself, how can you be honest with those around you? Okay. And then last but certainly not least, knowing that you shall pass away, how can you quarrel and let bitterness harden you? Okay, this really is just like, hey, you need to loosen up. You need to know that everything is going to move past you. The things that you're stressing about currently in life won't always stress you out in life, and it's so much more important to connect with those around you, and to for those where this is more about a work project, this is more about the legacy that you're building and the project that you're working on. And so make sure, like, how stressed out are you about what you're working on? Does it really deserve that much emotion and attention from you, right? Especially if it's like an 8 to 5 job. Like, you clock out at 5, your heart and your mind don't still need to be in it. And believe me, I understand how difficult that can be. But that is what this is about, is just regulating that internal energy and slowing down, okay? So very interesting energies that are coming out, but the main messages just still stand, that you are here reconnecting with what is important internally. You're reprioritizing based off of your choices of the past, and you're now moving forward with more trust in those around you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing. Please do not forget to comment below. Definitely let me know what you're going through, and let's get an interaction going. But otherwise, I will definitely see you guys next time. Blessed be.